Day 3 NBL at NBA Summer League here in Vegas. It's all done and dusted. Let's break it down, Olgan. Starting with the opening game of today. We hyped it up a little bit yesterday. Toronto Raptors, Cleveland Cavaliers. DJ Hogg versus Luke Travers. And DJ Hogg, a bit slow early, but he came to play in the third quarter.
He did. He had a really cool stretch in the third quarter. I think 8 points in just a few minutes. Hit a bunch of threes, and that's the sort of thing that we know we're going to get out of him come this NBL season. He did it last year with the Cairns Taipans. He'll do it again with the Sydney Kings, and that's the NBA skill he has, and that's why he went to the Sydney Kings. He went to the Kings so he can use it as a platform to get to the NBA, and he's putting it on show today.
Bit of a slower game for Luke Travers. Had 3 and 3, but he's back in action tomorrow. The game that we were really here for, I mean, it was a Victor Wembanyama, but we had other things to watch. Duop, Reath, Rayan, Rupert. It was an exciting one. Flo McIntyre was on the front bench for the Spurs. And let's start with Duop Reath because he was outstanding in this game.
He was. He had a near double-double in their first game for the Trailblazers. He had a near double-double tonight as well. Just looks like a pro out there. And it's what you expect out of someone like Duop Reath, an Olympian. And he's a guy who, he's shown flashes. We've seen those flashes before, but there's a whisper sort of going around, the Thomas and Mack Center, Cox Pavilion, that an NBL deal isn't out of the cards for Duop Reath. It seems slim, but it's not off the table.
I've heard the same whispers, and I was going to ask him in our post-game interview before Matisse Thybulle decided to show up and wreck that interview, but you'll catch that on the NBL socials. Rayan Rupert, a bit slow in his first game offensively. We saw what he's really good at. He's elite at in this game defensively, and it happened to come against a good friend of his in the number 1 pick, Victor Wembanyama.
So 2 things. Firstly, the back and forth between Rayan Rupert and Victor Wembanyama was very fun. You can tell that they were being super physical with each other, the 2 Frenchmen, so that was great. The second thing is, this sort of looked like NBL Blitz Rayan Rupert, which was a little bit more aggressive, handling it a little bit more, and I think that's what the Blazers want to see out of him. He was cutting really aggressively. 6 points, but I don't think that really tells the whole story with what he did today. He was really, really effective and really active.
Another Aussie's looking really good out here, Dyson Daniels, had another good performance today after a strong opening game. I spoke to him beforehand, and I think we were both under the impression, everybody was, that he might get shut down, but he told me that he's potentially going to play the whole week because he wants to get ready for Boomers camp. So looking forward to seeing what Dyson Daniels continues to do. And now we've got you here. You told me you got a couple whispers throwing around. What have you got for me after day 3?
So I got a few things. One is on the Sydney Kings, who are still looking for that import 1 and import 2. I'm told that Chris Pongras, the CEO, Mahmoud Abdel Fattah, the new head coach, they'll be heading to some pro days tomorrow. So some big agencies are holding pro days. Multiple players will be on show there, and they'll be out there trying to find that diamond in the rough, find that import 1 and 2. The other one I have is the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and Tommy Greer was out here really intently watching in the Cox Pavilion. They're in a situation where they have their eyes on a few players. They're also looking for an import 1 and 2. Depending on who they get, and they feel like they're strong and they're zoning in on a few guys, depending on who they get, there's a chance that one of the 2 imports from last season, one of those 2 import guards comes back. So that's either Gary Brown or Trey Kell. There's a chance that we see one of them back in the NBL with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix next season.
Well, that's exciting for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix fans. There's going to be plenty happening over the next couple of days as we look forward to tomorrow. It's worth noting today, the Wizards were back in action. Xavier Cooks didn't suit up, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, the expectation going into this was that the Wizards would treat this with some level of risk assessment, and that's what they're doing. It seems like it's going to be 1 day on, 1 day off. So today he didn't play, and the expectation is next game Xavier Cooks will play.
Luke Travers and the Cavs back in action tomorrow. The Phoenix Suns, Barry Brown Jr. are going to be in action. And Keanu Pinder, who was out in that first game with a minor back injury, there's some hope that we see him tomorrow.
Yeah, that was always a minor back ailment. The word around the arena is that he will suit up at some point. It seems like a day-to-day thing. We'll wait and see, but this doesn't seem like a serious thing.
Another one, the Timberwolves are in action, Jalen Galloway and Sam Wardenberg. Hopefully Sam Wardenberg is healthy and available to play in that game. And the Philadelphia 76ers are rolling around, and somebody that you reported is going to be suiting up for the 76ers.
Yeah, Hyunjung Lee, he's someone who I reported about a week or 2 ago that he's in advanced talks with the Illawarra Hawks. I expect an official announcement of him signing with that team sometime soon, and there's a reason why the Illawarra Hawks are here, right? They're seeing AJ Johnson over at Impact, watching him work out, but they're also here just trying to watch Hyunjung Lee and some of their guys, and Justin Robinson for the Charlotte Hornets. They're 3 deep out here. They're trying to watch their guys, and Hyunjung Lee is one of those guys for the Sixers.
Yeah, Justin Robinson in action today for the Charlotte Hornets. We had a chat with him as well. That's all the action we have for day 3. You might have heard it. It's a bit of carry on in the background. Things are starting to heat up, conversations, the play on the floor. We're going to be back tomorrow to continue to cover it all at nbl.com.au. Bye.